I was talking with my brother the other day, and we were talking about his son, my nephew, just being in his first play. Uh, my nephew wants to be an actor. He's trying that out, and he's a little ham. If there's anyone who's ever born to be on stage, it's this kid. He's look at me, look at me, look at me, and he's adorable. And my brother was actually on his way to pick him up from his first singing lesson, and I was like, is he a good singer? Well, he likes to sing, and we were laughing about that. But I'm proud of him that he's actually pursuing that stuff. I related a conversation with my brother that I had with my mom when I was probably about my nephew's age, because I wanted to be a rock star. And my mom says to me, well, don't you think you should learn to play guitar? Why don't we get you some guitar lessons? And I was like, no, Mom, that's not how it works. And like I had it all figured out. And it was just something that I guess I expected to manifest, that I was somehow just going to be a rock star because I was thinking about it. And I was writing lyrics, and nobody ever saw those lyrics. They stayed in a book. Some of them I think were pretty good, but I never really developed that craft. I never played with guys until I was in college, and I never pursued that in junior high and high school, and that's kind of how I ran my life. And I know a lot of us have these things we want to do that we never pursue. There's something I talk about in my first book, where I tackle self-limiting beliefs. And there's a couple instances I talk about in there. And one of them was swimming. I never thought I could learn to swim. I had tried before, and I had a real fear of water. So I had to really learn to get over that fear and build new belief systems. So I began to not be as afraid. And, it started when I couldn't really swim across a 10-foot pool without freaking my wife out because it was scary to look at, to now I've got a pretty good stroke, and I'm just working on building endurance at this point, because my fantasy has always been to run a triathlon, but it seemed unachievable to me because I couldn't swim. And now I can swim. So now it's just a question of when I'm ready for that. And I don't know when that day will come. I'm not going to force it. But I think next year I'll probably do it. And I'm not trying for Ironman stuff, Ironman distances. I've run a marathon before, and that's just a ton of punishment on the body. But a sprint distance triathlon, where you're basically running 10K, it's either 5K or 10K. That's very doable. That's not too much punishment on the body. I think that's a healthy amount of impacts on your legs and your bones to ward off any kind of osteoporosis. So I'm saying to little me and little you that if there are those things that you haven't yet pursued in life, start doing it. Knowledge is easily attainable now. You can find out how to do anything on YouTube. And if you can't, if you get stuck, there's professionals out there that can help you. My nephew's taking voice lessons, and I hope he sings like a songbird, because he's certainly adorable like a songbird. Anyway, I'll see you next time.